How do we build an empowered team? It's something that I think for a lot of us, if you think about what you do, one of the questions out there is, how do I build a team? How do I build a rocking team, an exciting team, an empowered team? And that is what I'm going to take us through this afternoon. All right, so let's go with that. Now, first, there is this concept of Ubuntu. It's a philosophy in South Africa, I think. Ubuntu. Some of us might have heard of Ubuntu. Ubuntu meaning that we are here for each other. Ubuntu is much more about the expression of our humanity towards each other. I think the story or legend has it that a foreigner had entered into that region in South Africa and saw some children and said to them, I have a game for you. Okay, so they said, all right, we're listening. So he said, I have a basket of fruits here. I want us to play this game where the first child to run to a particular mark of a 3 will win this basket of fruits. Are you game? They said, yeah, we are good. He said, okay, on your mark, get set, go. And something happened. What happened? The children held their hands together and walked side by side till they got to the 3. Every one of them won, sat down, collected a basket of fruits, and enjoyed themselves. Now, this guy was stunned. So the guy said to them, why did you do that? Why didn't somebody spring up and just win? And they said, what's the essence of one person winning and the rest lose? That's the philosophy of Ubuntu. We win together. I am because we are. I am a manager because we are all managers. I am a director because we are all directors. I am a diamond because we are all diamond. It's not about who got there first. And now, let me put it lightly for those of us who understand our African scenario, especially as young people or children. If one person had probably run ahead, yes, came first, collected that basket of fruit, trust me, that child will not be able to finish that basket of fruit alone, but some other things will happen. Number one, that child will be ostracized from playing with the remaining children. That's obvious, okay? You know that. So that child must learn how to play alone for the rest of his or her life. And that's not where we want to go. Imeri, for me, it's an Ubuntu philosophy. Imeri has the Ubuntu philosophy ingrained. If you pay attention and see how we are structured to run, I am because we are. That's the fundamental thing we must put in place before we begin to talk about team building. Because for some of us, it's about who comes first. Once you begin to run, you break the rank. It doesn't matter what happened. Let me get there first. It's good. But most likely, you might have been starting on a wrong foundation. Now, how does this matter? Now, I'll show you that. Now, somebody once said, if you want to go fast, go alone. And for a lot of us, we are fast. We just go fast. Back, you are there. If you truly want to go fast in your Imeri business, please run it alone. But if you want to go far, then go together. Listen, again, like I said, we might rock some boats. Because for some of us right now, it seems as if you are not running fast enough and you are getting pressured to run fast, to break the boards anyhow. Listen, not all fastness is fast. You can run fast and you get stranded. You can run fast to director and you will be alone there because you do not have people coming with you. Now, listen, like I said, I'm going to shake this table. Can I shake this table, guys? Can I shake this table? Can I speak my mind? Can I say this? Can I say this? Okay. Now, don't just run fast. Run with the team. I should scatter the table. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to scatter this table right now. Don't just focus on running fast, because when you begin to pant, nobody will be there to support you. You want to go far, guys. That's why we are talking about building empowered team. For some person, somebody can become a director in one day and all hell looks loose. It looks as if you do, and yet you've been building this thing for months. You have not gotten there. Some of us are seriously under pressure because somebody has chosen to run fast. I do not subscribe to you building slow anyway, but make sure you are building together with a team. Because if you run fast and you run there without a team backing you up, again, I want to emphasize, you will be stranded. I am because we are. There must be a we following you. If you do not imbibe this Ubuntu culture, this Ubuntu philosophy, let me repeat again before we begin to go deep, you will be stranded. Don't just increase speed. Make sure you are increasing speed in the right direction. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to truly go far, go together. Now, like I said, the Ubuntu philosophy there came from a white guy who was trying to indoctrinate them into doing something wrong. But they understood this is our philosophy, and they stuck by it. And again, guys, if you pay attention to see how the East Africans run their race, the Ethiopians, the Kenyans, sometimes you see they are not fast, they are slow. It seems as if other countries are going way ahead of them, but they are slow. But trust me, if they find out that one or two of them is falling behind, they slow down. They wait for that person. They begin to run, picking momentum with that person. They know where the line is. Guys, you think they are slow, they are not slow. But suddenly you begin to see them pace up. They pace up together. They run together. Check all the long distance race. You see an Egyptian, an Ethiopian coming first, second, third, first or second. At least if there are 3 medals, they will take 2. They have learned the philosophy of Ubuntu, the philosophy of going together. What is the joy of you being the first in the team and it's taking you 2 years for another team member to come? I am because we are. I am because we are. If you do not believe in going with a team, just use the product. Just retail the product. But if you truly want to make something substantial out of your Emery business, Ubuntu should be part of your culture, because Ubuntu is part of the Emery culture. In case you do not understand, you cannot rise to the next level of Emery unless you are going together with a team. Now, I know some of us might want to use money to get there. You are still the one on that board, which is why some of us are struggling. You are the elite. The entire 7 persons at the top of the board is still you. I want to break this board today. Don't just go fast. And don't let anybody push you to go faster than your team. Make sure you are going with your team. Are we together on this, guys? Are we together? Let me see some questions, because again, there's so much on my mind. And yes, Ubuntu. Okay. Okay, good, beautiful. Okay, so now that we have settled that Emery is actually crafted with the philosophy of Ubuntu, let's make progress. Now, I want us to understand this. Everybody that comes to the team is coming with their own puzzle. Everybody has something to contribute. Everyone has something to offer. There is a part that you are bringing to the table. More especially if you own, let me take this away. More especially if you own a home business. If you own, now take note that I highlighted the word own. Because for many of us, we are in Imeri, but we do not own Imeri. When we talk about Imeri, we say, that's Imeri business. That's your Imeri business. It is not your own. You will never succeed until you begin to take responsibility for your business. You see Imeri as their own. Say, hey, that's my Imeri business. That's your board. Which is why people just want to commit money and yet they want to see the board break without taking ownership. It does not work, guys. If you own a home-based business, which Imeri falls into, you probably want to build a team. Now, I want you to understand that every downline team that you see that is built, they all have their own idiosyncrasies, which are innate to that team. Now, let me say this. For every team that we see, some have the way of building. So again, you must pay attention that somebody is fast does not mean that is how to build. That a team is running this way does not mean that's how you should build. Now again, if you go back to our Ubuntu story, the white guy that came has a way they compete. But the Ubuntu young kids, the South African young kids, taught that guy a lesson. This is how you play. But this is how we play. You play alone, we play as a team. So every team, we are all in Imeri, but we are in different teams. And every team has how they play. It is not everything that you copy. God help me. Help me not to scatter this board more than necessary. It is not everything that you copy. Don't worry, when I finish, I'll off my mic. It is not everything that you copy. Understand your team. Understand the vision. Understand where you are going to. Now, but most distributors that even try to build teams, they build teams that do not stick. So you see everybody doing their scatter everything, just things like that. You register people, you don't even know where they are. They don't know who is their upline. They don't know anything. And you call that team building. Your team is not sticking together. The question is, if you are building teams that do not stick, then why are you building? What are you building? You will be frustrated if that is what you are building. Are we together, guys? Are we together on this? All right. There are two ways you can build a team today. Now, and let me quickly say this. Building a team is like a construction site. It's a construction site on its own. The materials that you will need to build a bungalow is different from the materials you will need to build a high-rise building. The time, the energy, the commitment, the effort needed. So some persons can just accelerate, boom, and they're already there. They are building a bungalow. You want a 3, 5, 10-story building, and you are wondering, I have spent 6 months, I am still at the foundation level. Guys, the higher you want to go, the more time is needed on your foundation. So it might seem as if you are not building. It might seem as if you are not doing things right. But trust me, guys, you are building. I came to encourage your heart and encourage your hand that you are building. There are two ways to build. One, you can build offline. Two, you can build online. Now, offline is about face-to-face, and which is what we have done over the years. We are used to face-to-face until we see ourselves before we find out we are building. Thank God for the pandemic. It has forced a lot of us to move into phase 2, even when we are not ready. Online is about social media team building. So you can build, because some people feel we are building our team when we gather. You can still build on social media. You can build through different online platforms. Now, both of them are effective and both of them work. But let me say this, that offline is more personal. Okay, we want to meet belly to belly and the rest. Trust me, Imeri has skyrocketed building online in the last 4-5 months. If we can build our business online, we can also build a team online. So there are two ways you can begin to think right now. How can I build my team? Online or offline? You can start from one and you move on to the other. For your information, our very first Emery online event was January 8th this year. January 8th this year was our very first. The whole of 2019, there was no online meeting by Emery Corporate, none. But between January 8th and now, can you count how many meetings we have held? As if we knew what was coming ahead, and we just pivoted, and listen, everything changed. You can do the same. You can build both offline, you can build both online. Okay? Now, what's a downline team? And again, for those of us who are very religious, forgive me, because sometimes when you use the word downline, people begin to say, God forbid, oh, I'm not down, oh, I am not down on the line, oh. Hold your fire, okay? Let me just follow us yet before you go spiritual on us. We are not collecting offering now. What's a downline team? Well, it's the personally enrolled distributors as well as the group of distributors that have enrolled under those people that you have personally sponsored. Now, let me take a question here. How many of us at least have one person under you? Okay, type in one. If you have a minimum of one, type in one on the chat room. Let me take a look. I want to say something here. If you have at least one person, okay, good. Yes, I see somebody in South Africa. One. Yes, Eben has one. Yeah, Mr. Brian has one. Who has one? Fireman Plus. Yes, J Mama has one. Okay, good. Now we have lots of us. At least we have one. Bridget has one. Yes, Professor Christine has one. I see you. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Foster Bamboo has one. Fometega has one. Prince has one. Vivian has one. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Listen, it begins with one. You cannot count two until you have one. If you have one person under you, you have a team. If you have one person under you, you have a team. Your responsibility begins to your team. Immediately you have one person. Now, if you are able to work with that person, you can scale into something massive that will blow your mind. Okay? So for everyone that has at least one person, you have a team. Now, let me show you what to do with that one person. You can get override from all your team depending on how you build. Listen, guys, it's not about getting to director or getting to diamond. You can get there and get nothing if you don't have a team following you. But if it is well built with that one person, you can cascade your team. You can cascade your business. One. Number two, leadership is the key with everyone recruiting. Leadership. So the fact that you have one person, take leadership. Take leadership of that one person. Take leadership in creating a group for that one person. It's like you are singing a symphony of one. You are performing to a crowd of one. You do not know what that one can make happen. It begins with you. For some of us, we do not think we're in a position of leadership until we are having a team of 100 person, a team of 1,000 person. No. The very second you have somebody join you, you are a leader, unless you are strolling. Take leadership. With one person, start. The very day I registered and I had my first registration, but the next day I'd opened my WhatsApp group. A team of one. I'm going somewhere. A team of one. It begins with leadership in building your team. Now, I want to say this, that team building has its secrets. And I guess we want to know the secret, okay? Team building has its secret. But before we begin to discuss the secrets in building your team, let me say this. You must what I want you to focus on is making sure that as you build your business, what you want to do is to build a team that multiplies on its own. You want to build a team that multiplies on its own. That's the central theme of what I'm trying to discuss here today. Make sure it's not just growing. It's not just I want to grow. You want to grow and make sure that you build a team that multiplies on its own. If your team is not multiplying, you are not building. Probably right. Now, let's take a look. Now, that can be difficult if you do not know how. And if you do not know how to build a team that multiply, pressure comes on you to use money to break the boards. To use money. You have 100 people under the board in your team, but again, 88 of them is you. You do not have a team, my dear. If nobody have told you that, let me say it to you. You do not have a team. That team is not multiplying. You can use money to create activities. Listen, that foundation is wrong. That foundation is not duplicatable. That foundation is not sustainable. It will hurt you. It might be difficult if you don't know the how, which is the essence of these trainings weekly, so that we can learn the house. Guys, should I break this table? Oh God. Okay. Yeah. No, doctor, don't die, yo. Okay. I will off my mic when I'm done. Okay. But listen, there is something we've got to address, because this is, Mary is big and we've got to build it right. Okay. I'll break the board. Chairman Fred has given me the backing to break the board. Okay? Listen, it's not about using money to scatter the boards. That is not team building. For that to happen, you've got to create those fictitious things. You are creating vanities. That will not multiply. And you'll be stuck. Love me or hate me, I'm speaking my truth. So let me say the things that, in case your leaders might not want to say so as not to hurt you, but because we want to protect your business and make sure you build right. Now, we look at team as, that team stands for together, everyone achieves more. Okay, and I want to believe we all know that. Together, everyone is achieving more. But maybe let's rephrase this word team into something else. Let's look at team as teach and engage actions that multiply. Do you get that? I know together everyone achieves more. We cannot achieve more until we begin to teach and engage in actions that will multiply. Listen, teach and engage in actions that multiply. There are actions that some leaders are engaging right now, they cannot tell you. They cannot teach that action, and they know it. If you want to succeed and truly build to last, teach and engage actions that multiply. There are people you ask today, how come you are getting here? They say, "Na God, oh Chuku, Oluwa is involved." Oluwa and what? How did you get there? Teach me the actions. They cannot tell you those actions. If you want to build a team that sticks, you want to build a team that is empowered, then we must begin to teach and engage them in actions that multiply. And it starts with you taking responsibility, even if it is one person. Once you take responsibility for that one person, begin to teach them. Engage them in actions that multiply. Let me just go through the comment. Can you just give me at least maybe one example of an action that we can teach our team that might have a multiplying effect? Let me go through the chat. Just drop your thought on one action that we can teach. Okay. Yeah, Gemma wants a duplication. Okay. Abigail, don't worry. We are still loaded. Invite, yeah, Prince Solomon, I like that. Invite it. Call prospects daily. Beautiful. I like that. Prospecting, I like that. Sifuchidi, I got that. Yeah, foster learning, selling, repeat, follow up. Man, share your plans. I mean, these guys are Sylvia. Oh my God, this is blowing up. Follow up, building a brick at a time. I like that. Reading, Chidi Choli. I like that. I like that. These are actions. Integrity. These are actions that can multiply. Oh, awesome, awesome, guys. In fact, already, I think we should dismiss this class. The student, I mean, you people are awesome people. You're already teaching me. Okay, but hold on. I saw something there that says inviting prospects. Do you know that if this were to be a prospect meeting and every one of us, 91 of us on this call, or 92 of us, were just to invite one person each, how many will we be? 184. It's just a simple action. It's a duplicatable action. It's an action that can be taught. But what if I choose to teach you how to go and gather money and break the board? That is not a duplicatable or teachable action that will sustain your team. So teach and engage actions that multiply. Someone talk about invitation. You can learn that act. Share it with your team. Teach them. These are the things that will help multiply our teams organically. Okay? All right, good. Now, when building a team, there are three things that are involved. Three things are involved. Number one, when building a team, three things are involved. Number one is duplication. Duplication. Number two is multiplication. If you want to build a team, okay, you need to multiply your team. Number three is something I'll come to. It's called hypercation. Just stay with me. Just stay with me on this. Duplication, multiplication, and hypercation. Are we together? Okay, now let's take it this. Duplication, because we're talking about teaching actions that can multiply. What's duplication? Duplication is duplicating the actions. So somebody talked about prospecting. We can duplicate that action. Somebody talked about inviting, the act of inviting. We can duplicate that action. Okay? So duplication is simply, it's an action word. Okay? Now, this is teaching the what, which is why I have a problem with a leader that cannot teach you how he or she got there. Because they know they are not duplicating. What are you doing to get there? It is God, though. It is God, though. Oh, Chuku. Abasikero. Duplication is you teaching your team the what. If you have gone through that process, you can teach them the what. Are you with me on this? Guys, are you with me on this? Okay? So, duplication is teaching the what. Now that you have a team of one person, please, what are you teaching that one person? What actions are you exposing that team to? What are you showing them to do? Duplication is teaching what you are doing. Okay. Let's move to number two, multiplication. Multiplication is duplicating the results. This is not teaching what you do. This is teaching how you do it. Now, there's a difference. Now, I can say one of the things I teach my team, for example, is if I ask you now, what actions are you using, Chidi Choli? And Chidi says, I am using Facebook. You see, that is a how. No, that's a what. That is what you are using. But that information can only be multiplied if I know the how. I'm using Facebook ads. I'm using Facebook Manager. I'm using Facebook feed. So it's not just knowing the what, it's about teaching the how, which again, many people will think they are having results. They cannot show you how. And I have a problem with that. I have a problem when you cannot show me your how. When I ask you how you are doing it and your mouth gets tight, I have a problem with you. Multiplication is duplicating the result. We want our team members to begin to duplicate the result, which is why you can now find out, okay, maybe you are doing webinars, you begin to teach them how to conduct the webinars, what to say, what not to say. Then it's going to multiply. I hope we get this. Multiplication is duplicating the result. Duplication is duplicating the action. You are teaching the what there. When it comes to multiplication, you begin to teach them how. How is deeper than what? Number three, right, is hypercation. Now, hypercation is where the leaders are the ones multiplying the results on their own. Your leaders are the one multiplying the results on their own. Guys, this is where I want you to get to. We are not there yet, but we must know what we are building and what we are building for. Hypercation is where your leaders are the one now multiplying that result on their own. This is where you have nothing to do with it as it takes off in hyperdrive, and the leaders are the one multiplying the result. Do you get the difference? Duplication, you are involved. Teaching the what? Multiplication, you are involved. You are teaching the how. Hypercation, your hands are out. And for some of us, it will be difficult for us to get to this level of hypercation. Why? We want to be involved in everything. Nobody registers without you. No board moves without you. You are micromanaging your team, you will be stuck. If you truly want to build an empowered team, then listen, the best thing is for you to wake up, a board has broken. It's for you to wake up, you find monies are coming into the account, things are happening. This is where we all want to get to. Who agree with me here? Just say yes. If you agree that this is where we should all get to, say yes, say yes, yes, say yes, say yes. Yap. Hope Adekunle, yap, yes. J Mama, yes. Betty Foster, yes. Cheesy, Mr. Brian, yes. Jacqueline Obiora, yes. This is where we want to get to. Things happening on their own. You don't need to micromanage things. The leaders are the one, people in your team. But you see, most leaders are frightened when you begin to shine. It looks as if you want to outdo them. So they want to know. You don't register anybody until I tell you. That's witchcraft. No apologies. Now, let's take a look at the 5 biggest mistakes we make in building a team. 5 biggest mistakes we make in building a team. Number 1, there is no constancy of communication. No consistency of communication. You register somebody, immediately you register them. That's the end of Solomon Grundy. They don't hear about you. They don't hear about the business. They know nothing. Many teams are stuck because it's not about the... Listen, your team building begins immediately they sign up. No communication, consistency in communication, which is why you have to create your own group, even if you have one person. Listen to me. I know we all begin to belong to some mega groups. Listen, this is not about Biafra or Duduwa and all those things like that. Break out. I give you permission today, break out. Form your own group. That is where you begin to grow. That is where you know I've got to communicate with this one person. Whether news is coming, I will look for news. I will look for information. I will look for training. That is how we grow, guys. This is a leadership meeting. This is not a babysitting meeting. This meeting is for leaders. I'm not here to give you meat. Strong bone, guys. No consistency. When was the last time you communicated with your team? And you're wondering why they are not growing. No consistency in communication. Number 2, lack of systems in place. Lack of systems. You use this one use this one, this one use this one. Listen, it's a mistake. We've got to create systems for our team. Number 3, no expectation set. No expectation set. Now, just before I came on this call, I think Dr. John posted something on the managers group, and I just started to listen to it. And there's a young man who was just, it was a voice note, who was talking about, oh, they are doing the 90-day game plan, and in 90 days, director is the goal and all those. And I like that. Expectation is set. Expectation is set. He didn't, now that was not supposed to be in the managers group because that was for his own group. We are managers. If you don't set expectation, that one concerns you. Okay. But that voice note was for his team. I think team 7 Pro Boss or something like that. That's a certain expectation. Many of us are making this mistake by not setting expectation. Let's begin to correct that. Number 4, no recognition. People change rank in your team, you don't recognize them. Now, you might say, my leaders did not recognize them, which is why you should break out and create your own group and recognize your people. Listen, recognition is a fuel. Recognition is a fuel. Recognize your people. If you truly want to build a team, recognize them. Number 5, me syndrome. Like I said, for some of us, nothing moves unless we approve it. We have ego, massive ego, massive ego. And some of us, your ego is not in your team. Okay. Let's discuss the 8 rules to building a powerful Emery team. Let me take a look and see what some of us are dropping here. Somebody said, Charity said exactly what we in South Africa struggle formation from our upline, but thank God. Yeah. Please, Jim Mama, recognition is fuel. If you don't have it, create your own group and give your people the recognition. You don't need to wait for the people at the top, okay? Now, let's look at 8 rules to building a powerful Emery team. If you are ready, let me see. Let's go. 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 Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm just excited. I'm excited because this is like a deliverance service. We are breaking through. We are breaking all the shackles, scattering all the board. Let's go. Let's go. Vivian, yes. Jude, let's go. Let's go. Bridget, let's go. Betty, let's go. Chief Duncan, let's go. Dr. Aki, hey, my prof. Let's go, Pro. GP, let's go. William, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Guys, thank you very much for the love. Now let's go. 8 rules to building a powerful Emery team. If you are there. Number 1, build loyalty. 1, build loyalty. If you want to build a powerful Emery team, build loyalty. Loyalty is a two-way thing, but build loyalty. Now, listen, for some of us, you've got to gauge the level of your loyalty to your people. Because you are only loyal when they are laying eggs, but you are not there when they are struggling. Build loyalty. Loyalty is not just about them hailing you, Oga boss, Oga chairman, Oga manager, Oga director. No, loyalty is more than that. You must be more loyal to your team than they are to you. Somebody needed to hear that. Tuck your ego in. You must be more loyal to your team than they are to you. Remember, you cannot go alone. You need a team. You must be more loyal. Now listen, when I say you must be more loyal to your team, does not mean you should take crap. Because again, we have some crappy distributors, crappy team partners. Somebody want to call you 2 a.m. and say, where is my product? When are you shipping my product? Help me bring this for me. Listen, you must have your rules. You must have your boundaries. Let everybody know that. I mean, I speak both ways. I'm a balanced person. Okay? But be loyal to your team. Be loyal. Let them see that you have their interests at heart. Be loyal to your team. If they sense that you are putting their needs first, their result will push you to become first. There are many team leads that are not loyal to their team. They are using their team rather than building their team. Listen, I sit as the chairman of the Mary Marketing Committee, and I hear a lot of things. And I see a lot of things. And I solve a lot of things across teams. Somebody give you as a leader money for agency. He registered me for agency because you as the leader, you have a classic board that you need to break. You take that person's money, break it into a classic pack to break your classic pack. You are wicked. You are Ika. What Yoruba people call Ika. You are wicked. Have I seen that? Yes. You put the person on the class. And you know what? When you do that, you do not give the person the login. The person is asking for login because you don't want the person to know that the person is on a classic board. Until when you are able to multiply them, you give the person one elite position, then the person now break out to come to agency. You now tell the person, this is your classic, your agency account. Meanwhile, you know what you did. Because if they log in, and they see that, listen guys, I'm not telling you story, it is issues I have solved. This is a leadership meeting, so I've got to be upfront here. If they sense that you are putting their needs first, their result will push you to the first. So let me say this. As you build your team, be tiny focus. Tiny. Tiny focus. What does that mean? Their interest, not yours. Their interest, not yours. I know you want a board to break. Why do you want that board to break? Is it for their interest or because you have something you also have behind that they do not see? They do not see the bigger picture. Think their interest. We have leaders who have gone, there is a board that should break and come to favor you, but because you want another team member to benefit, you direct the energy to that board. When it happens, you show them, listen, those team members are forever grateful. They understand that this guy is putting our interests above. If you want to build a team, their interests, not yours. Are we good on this? Are we good on this? let me take it through. Okay? Even that is pure witchcraft. Okay, we are good on this. Okay, all right. Okay, guys, the recording is not in my hand. You ask corporate. Let me finish my thing before they off my mic, because there are some people that are praying now that my network will go off. Let me finish before whosoever answer their prayer will answer it. Okay, let's move on now. In building a team, teamwork is critical. Teamwork is critical to building a team. Teamwork is critical, which is why you can't succeed alone. I mean, my mentor once said to me, he said, listen, you cannot go through life as a loner. Again, like we started and we shared the philosophy of Ubuntu. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, then you need teamwork. Teamwork is critical in building a powerful team. And this is where everyone is working towards a common result and vision. And the key thing here is that you as the leader, you're the one providing that vision and destiny, which again, break out if you must. You don't stay where you are being poisoned. You don't stay where, you are not celebrated. You are as if they are just managing you. Listen, once you got into Emery, you are an independent distributor. Create your team, build the vision, and drive. You've already signed up. You can't sign up twice. So they will enjoy it, but stay where you can work with your team, provide that vision and destiny. Number two, guys. Number one was that we should build loyalty. Number two, reach down and find the fires in your team and work with them. Reach down, find the fires and work with them. Did somebody get that? If you want to build a team, yes, work with the willing, Sylvia. Reach down, find the fires in your team, and work with those that are willing. Now, let me say this. On every team, if you pay attention, you will begin to see the fires. Which is why sometimes, because you belong to a very big team, the fires in your team might be lost. Because it is not nice enough for you to meet them. I'm sorry, I'm not against big churches, but some of us, I know we're the biggest church in the world, but you get lost in the crowd. You are creating something, nobody even notices it. Which is why you must break down to a smaller micro unit, house cell levels, where you can identify and see the fires in your team. Now, these are the people that are excited. These are the excited ones that are burning. Somebody joins your team today. Check his post on WhatsApp. Imeri. Facebook. Imeri. Instagram. Imeri for head. Imeri everywhere. These are fires in your team. But because you plug them to a place where the noise is much more than the value. Oh, Barry. Just noise. The excitement withers away. Locate the fires in your team. They can just join you this week. But you see their enthusiasm, you see their zest, you see their commitment. These are fires. You need to connect with them and work with them. Listen, and when I say this, it's not necessarily that you personally brought them, but they are somewhere in your team, in your organization. Connect with them and work with them. There are leaders that say, no, I don't talk to you until you are a manager. When you get to manager level, you can talk to me. I'm just controlling myself not to make sure I use the right word for such a leader. Pride goes before a fall. Like the Nsekpe will say, you were once like them. Connect with them and work with them. And why is this important as a leader, that you connect with people who are sprinkling fires down your team? I'll show you. But please, while you are connecting with these fires in your team, edify their sponsor. You didn't bring them in. Somebody brought them in. Now that you see that they are firing, they scatter ground. You connect with them. But in connecting with them, you want to rubbish their sponsor. That is wrong. You want to say, if you had signed up directly with me, I don't even know what your sponsor is doing. Say, is your sponsor showing you this? Say, no, oh my God. I think you are a destroyer. You are not a builder. As you connect with the people under your team, somebody brought them in. Please always edify their sponsor. And one person that is very good at edification is Mr. Aki Barreto. I've seen him done that. No. I've seen him done that. I've seen Mr. Brian come teach us on edifying our leadership. I pay attention to those things. Connect with them. But please, because they are now connecting with you, does not mean they are those who brought, because the person that brought them probably might not even know internet, might not know how to use a laptop. Then you just demoralize the sponsor. Connect with them, edify their sponsor. Now, why is it important that you connect with these fires in your team? Why edifying their sponsor? Because as you are working with them and edifying the sponsor, you are building loyalty to yourself as well. It's very important. The sponsor is happy that, my upline, my leader is helping my team members. The team member is also happy that my sponsor has a sponsor that is willing to work with me. So as that fire is loyal to the sponsor, that fire is also loyal to you. And do you know what that creates? It creates insurance. What's insurance? Sometimes the sponsor can even drop out of the business. But because you have connected to that fire is still working with you. Is somebody getting this? It's up now. Let me check. Do you understand what we are talking about here? Is somebody getting this, please? Somebody getting this? Thanks, Mommy says here. Yeah, PP. Thank you. Yeah. Is somebody getting this? Okay? Because you've got to edify their sponsor. If for any reason listen, we have some people who join you When they come, they join Imeri this week. They bring 5 people. Next week, they have joined Uborikoko Investment Company. They have joined Ekak Prabe, bulldozers, make money overnight. Bring 3 coconuts and collect 5 elephants. Some people are not steady, but they've already brought people. The fact that you connected with that fire, once that sponsor steps out, you have gained insurance. So you find out that the team keeps going. Oh my God. Yeah. What do? Pour kerosene of praise on their fire. Pour kerosene of praise on their fire. Somebody just started small. You can even start with a classic pack. Encourage them. Some leaders will come and say, in my team, nobody does a classic pack. Shut up. That you had the means to start with an agency does not mean you should vilify those who started with classic pack. They are building, they are putting their best. Pour praise on them. Somebody, that was last week, I have a young lady, she's not in my team. She's in one of our top leaders' team. But for 1 year, she has not brought anybody. She was so discouraged. She comes and said, I don't know what I'm doing. I said to her, send me what you send. He said, the people in our office, they are abusing her. I said, let me show you what they are sending to me. When I saw the insult, I said to her, send me the message you sent to them. She sent me the message, and I said, your message was wrong. Your wording was wrong. You and them, you are working in the same place. You are threatening them. When you might lose your job tomorrow. They are seeing you every day. Nothing is changing in you also. But I said, reframe your word. You can get it right. Do you know what? Last week, she was on my webinar. She's not in my team. But immediately we're done. She sent me a message. He said, Chairman, I just got my first person. I was, oh, wow. I was excited, and I showed her that I was excited. I said, this is great. She says, what the word she used? She said, the jinx is broken. The jinx is broken. Now, imagine that you are somebody who just got your first person, and you call your leader, you say, I just got my first person. You say, after how many months? After how many years? No. Wickedness in low places. Is it not your mates that are getting tier 4? Is it not your mates that are getting tier 2? Guys, no, let's not do that. Identify these fires. Pour kerosene of praise on them. Okay? Are we together on this? All right. Number 3. Oh, it's time is already up. Number 3. Create your own team call. Create your own letter. Create your own identity. That's why I said, even if it's one person, name your team. We have Team Takeover. We have Team Super Eagle. We have Team Diamond Flyers. We have Team Legacy. We have Team Presidential. Are you paying attention, guys? Create your team. Create your team. Give it a name. Give it an identity. And it's important. It's called team branding. This will help your team feel a more powerful connection. It will help your team feel a more powerful connection. It will also help put your leadership on display. Listen, for some of us, you will not grow enough until you start a team of your own. Somebody will suddenly call you, please give me the price list. Do you know how many people are in married for 1 year? They don't even have the price list. So anytime they need it, they call somebody. I better give me a price list. But if they were the head of their team, they will have that price list. Give me this, give me this, give me PowerPoint. And they never keep it because they do not have a team of their own. It will put your leadership on display. It will also teach your team to do the same. Okay? All right, number 4. You must give special attention to the achievers. Give special attention to the achievers. Now, what do we mean here? There are 3 levels of attention that you must give. One is group attention. Now, let me take example here. I see, okay, let me look for, I see Abba Christiana. I see Abiodun Rufus. I see Abosede Olabode. I see Adau. Now, do you know that just mentioning your name on this call has an impact on you? Just mentioning your name, this is an international call, but just mentioning your name right now has an impact on you. As a matter of fact, you will look for this recording if it is only for the place where we mention your name. It's attention, group attention. Call them out. It matters. Okay? So, personal attention, special attention. These are the 3 levels of attention. So find out where your people are. If it's in a group, call one of them out. Do you notice before now, probably when a group attention, they will say the first manager, the fastest manager in Africa and Middle East, Mr. Andrew. He became manager in 5 weeks. That was a group attention. And that comment has also been made personally, personal attention. They've said it in a very special way to give him a special attention. Well, somebody has broken it up in 25 days. So we now have somebody we can give a group attention. But they do not need to do 25 days before you give them group attention. It's your team member. Give them a group attention. Give them personal attention. Give them special attention. Special attention is on one special hangout or meeting with you or your upline for recognition. Listen, guys, as leaders, there are some of our team members that if they sit 30 minutes with us, their team will explode. They so respect you, they so revere you that it's as if their world changes. For some of them, they just need a picture with you to blow their team. But when they try to come close, you form celebrity. You form bodyguard. Nobody can near you. Maybe you carry Koro. Don't get so big that you don't pay attention. Those small things, those small pictures they take, you may not know where that picture will appear. You may not know what that can do to your business. Pay special attention. Here are 4 ways to give special attention quickly. Have corporates give them a call. And listen, I believe we have a very responsive corporate team. Mrs. Queen Komoda can go any lengths to make this happen. If there is somebody in your team that you feel needs special attention, they are not aware, you can call corporate and say, can you give them a call? I mean, it's just to say thank you. And listen, if they can record that call, they will be playing it as ringtone. Have corporate give them a call. Host a hangout in their honor. We've seen leaders do that. Let them host a webinar or a meeting. Tell them, put up a webinar. It's a special thing. They've never done it. They've never been the host. They've always been part of the attendees, participants. Make them co-host. Make them co-host. When you finish speaking, bring them out. Have you seen Brian Lewis do this? Oh, he's a master at doing this. Guys, these are the things we've got to learn. Get a buzz going on in that direction. You know what you are doing? You are building their team, but because they are under your structure, you are also building your team. Do we see the ripple effect here? Number 5, stand behind the spotlight. Because now that I'm talking about making sure your team is known, is showcased, some leaders might find this difficult because it's always about you. How can they now start talking about that your team member? I think you are a small-minded leader. Stand behind the spotlight. Leadership is not about you. Always, na me. It's only you every time. Stand behind the spotlight. And I'll give you the reason why. Keep the spotlight on your team. Keep the spotlight on your team. Keep the spotlight on your team. Focus the beam on the achiever. So everybody's getting attention. The entire team is getting attention. But there are achievers in your team. People who are branking, I saw something yesterday of the person who in the UK became a manager. No product, no office, nothing. He's a manager in less than how many weeks. That's an achiever. Focus the beam on that achiever. But please, while we are focusing on the achiever, give some spotlights to the attempters. There are people in our team who are attempting things, but because they've not become manager, because they've not become director, there is no spotlight. And I call on corporates to also begin to create programs for attempters. Our spotlight event must not only be for the managers, for the directors, for the diamonds. No, it must not be only be for the MCs. Give spotlights to the attempters. We can identify them. Some of them try to hold program webinar on their own. Some of them try to hold a hotel meeting on their own. These are attempters. I just talked about somebody who they just dropped a voicemail. I don't know him. He's not yet a manager, but he's an attempter. Can we spotlight him? That's the point here. Give some spotlight to even those that are attempting. Then put the spotlight on the brand new stars. Somebody just joined your team. Turn some spotlight, show them some love. And there are some of us in our group, and let me say this, they will say, let's welcome a new member, because maybe you bring them. You don't even celebrate them until it is tied to you. What kind of thing are we building? If it is not your team, if it's not somebody you personally brought, you don't even say welcome. Does it cost you to type welcome in the group chat? Put that new member on the spotlight. Let them be celebrated. Let them be loved. Let them know this is how we do things here. That's the merry energy. Are we together, guys? Are we together? Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Oh, somebody said don't tire. Oh my God. Yeah, Jemama, filial pity. The same thing. Danformado, thank you. Yeah, we are together. Thank you, Sika. Yeah, we are together on this. All right, guys, let's roll. There's still more. Okay, now let me say this: the power of leadership is not on who is on the spotlight. The power of leadership is always who is behind the spotlight. Write that down. Screenshot it. The power of leadership is not always who is on the spotlight. The power of leadership is who is behind the spotlight. You can become the Jagaban of your team. Those of us who are in Lagos or in Nigeria, we know who a Jagaban is. He's not running for any position, no. Hey, but you know who is calling the shots. You can broker it without being on the spotlight. The power of leadership is always who is behind the spotlight. It takes discipline, it takes maturity for you to want to dim your own light for your team members to shine. Some of us are competing with our team members. It's as if they want to outshine me. Where were they when I was building? You know not, neither do you understand. Number 6, hold team social event. And you can hold this online as well as offline. Now, this was in Ghana. I remember this scenario. This was in Ghana, January, while we were having the Ghana celebration. And I don't even know which country is this. Chairman Fred, I know these people are connected. Which country is this? Forgive my poor knowledge of geography. Which country is this? I know they are tied to Chilicholi. You might know these people. Which country were they from? Okay, Côte d'Ivoire. Beautiful. Côte d'Ivoire. Yeah. Now, do you know that we are not launched yet in Côte d'Ivoire? But we have teams in Côte d'Ivoire. As a matter of fact, I think we have a manager in Côte d'Ivoire right now. Now, when they came to this meeting, they came with their flag. Do you know how they felt that they were recognized? Do you know how they felt that they were allowed into a gala meeting, a gala night? Hold team social event. It might impact your team. And we've seen few leaders do this. I've seen Aki Barreto hold meetings. I've seen John Mukuru hold few of this. We can do this. Social events are imperative for you to hold as they build connections and affections to you. Listen, it must not be in Echo Hotel. It must not be in Sheraton Hotel. Because some leaders might have the means to go there. You say, no, I cannot do that. It can be a simple get-together in someone's home. I mean, you can go to Ibadan and meet J Mama and she take you to one Amala joint and we all gather. She knows she's owing me Amala. It's that social event for the team. So we're having an Amala event. Team Super Eagle Amala event. I like that. How about that for an event? It can be a Facebook event. It can be a Zoom event. But it is for the team. It's for the team. Listen, guys. I think sometime last month, another network marketing company invited me. It's a team. They invited me to come and speak for them at their event. And it was a Sunday. Do you know what shocked me? When we were done, I stayed all through till the end. They have a wine. And everybody, when it got to that point, now brought the wine. They say pour. They were doing a toast. And I mean, everybody on that call had that wine, their company's wine. They pour it and they were giving virtual toast, the connection, the energy, it can be done. Get the social events going. And you can have this at least 90 days, every 90 days. So for those of you that are doing your 90-day game plan, at the end of a 90-day, don't just celebrate the win, have a social event. Number 7, grow the person, then you grow the team. I think our Emery Growth University is already positioned for this, but you must understand that if you must grow an empowered team, then everybody in your team must be empowered, because the whole is put together by the individual. The person is what makes the team. Okay? So many leaders make these mistakes. They do not focus on building their people. It's about growing your leadership. It's about growing your leadership. Now, remember when Mr. Brian Louis came to Lagos, the first thing he taught us was on leadership. Okay? It's about growing your leaders. If they don't grow, they will go away. If they don't grow, they will go away. Some of us are trying to pluck other high leaders from other networks. They have grown there. You want to harvest where you did not plant. The ones that are with you, you are not trying to grow them. If they don't grow, they will go away. Team building must contain personal development training. Please, your registration is not all you did in Emery. You've got to also invest in yourself. Buy books. I said John Mokoro talk about books. Invest in books. Invest in materials. Now, there is no way you listen to a Brian Louis make a presentation without him mentioning a book. You can't listen to a Mr. Yap talk without him talking about a book. You can't listen to a General Sekwe talk and you don't see him talking about a book. And trust me, you know I always have books to recommend. But you see, when you recommend a book, people want it for free. Those are lazy minds. Those are lazy minds. Some of these books are 500 naira, 1,000 naira. Invest in personal development training, whether it's on social media or it's on face-to-face. Now, let's close this up, guys. Hold a leadership academy. Hold a leadership academy. I just told you something that last month I was able to join. Hold a leadership academy. While we are having this every Saturday or from time to time, you can have your team. In fact, for my sponsor, Chief Duncan Elange, we are working on something. We're already drawing a curriculum for my team to have a leadership academy. You've got to induct your people. I mean, Mr. Brian does this, I think, every Saturday or Sunday. He does a kind of an academy for his team, even though it's open for some other person. We can do this. Every one of us can do this. Hold a leadership academy. Do this via webinar. Do this through physical meeting. Now, I would like to close by saying that this will explode your team building energy as well as the activities in your team. And I will encourage you to teach them step by step. Everything I've talked about, please don't complicate it. Duplicate it by all means. Simplicity is the key. Go create your group, guys. Copy and paste. And with these few words of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that you can build an empowered Emery team. I wish you great success in building your Emery team and business. Thank you so very much, guys. It's been my pleasure. My name is Solomon James.